Let's move on now. The U.S. government shutdown is well into the sixth day. Even now, there are no signs of the Republicans and Democrats reaching common ground. As the political impasse continues, jobs of thousands of federal workers hangs by a thread after Trump threatened to permanently fire federal workers, accusing the Democrats of shutting the government down.
To begin firing federal employees during this government shutdown.
That's taking place right now, and it's all because of the Democrats. The Democrats are causing the loss of a lot of jobs with their, it's a shutdown. It's their shutdown, not our shutdown, it's their shutdown.
But the Trump administration plan faces a legal challenge. On Saturday night, federal worker unions made an emergency appeal to U.S. District Judge Vince Chhabria in San Francisco. The impasse between Democrats and Republicans on a spending plan has shut down the U.S. government's operations since October 1st. The unions have requested a temporary order prohibiting agencies from laying off workers. They have also initiated a more permanent judicial involvement. An estimated 750,000 federal workers have been furloughed daily during the shutdown. The unions blamed Congress for the lapse and questioned the legal rights of the administration's plan. They argue that there is no legal authority for the White House plan to permanently shed workers after the shutdown ends. Furloughed workers and employees who worked without paychecks receive payback. From an economic point of view, the U.S. will lose about $15 billion each week from a government shutdown. Official data has already been delayed, and that is likely to continue under a shutdown. Let's talk to our correspondent, Susan Teherani, who's now joining us live from New York. Susan, good to see you. The impasse continues, and we do understand that there's a vote that is expected today at the Congress. How is that looking?
It's not looking great, Eric. We were just listening to a senator from the Republican side, and he was almost certain that this shutdown is going to drag on and continue until next week. Remember, this is a Senate vote. It's not likely going to go anywhere. It's just to keep the government open temporarily, something that the Republicans had already called for. However, the reason it won't go anywhere is because the Democrats are putting in provisions to keep the government open, at least temporarily, a continuing resolution, as it is called. But you have to bear in mind that Congress is in recess at least until October 14th. So their hands are tied, despite the fact that Hakeem Jeffries has called for a debate between himself and Speaker Johnson, Jeffries being the minority leader, and Johnson, of course, being the House Speaker, on the floor publicly to sort of showcase what their differences are about. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, it just seems like more political fighting, partisan fighting, at least when it comes to the American people and those who are watching. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't seem to be having an end anytime soon. Just the two sides are too far apart.
Mm-hmm. And talking about that issue, Susan, the divide has been healthcare, especially for Democrats. But now the flashpoint is the divide and the blame game between Democrats and Republicans. How are Americans viewing that? Because is that helping in anything?
No, it's definitely not. And both sides have their own set of arguments. You know, ultimately, it comes down with cutting spending, which the Republicans want, and more spending, which the Democrats want. The American people don't like to see any of this. They definitely don't want to see a shutdown. As this shutdown drags, there are going to be more and more institutions that are going to be at risk, and some of them are related to basic necessities for low-income Americans, like food stamps, and also healthcare as well. Right now, the brunt and the burden has really been on airports and TSA checking. Airports are having a very hard time, despite the fact that these TSA workers are working without pay, but there are supplemental security checks and places that are just not working. And so you see, very heavy lines at TSA airports, but nonetheless, it's going to trickle down to ordinary Americans. And even if they're not feeling it right now, they definitely don't want to see a shutdown.
All right, we'll see how this impasse pans out. Susan Tehran, it's good to see you. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you.